Have you ever sat alone in the evening, the lights dim and soft, and asked yourself, what is true happiness? Perhaps you've heard society say that a man is only complete when he has a partner by his side, that romantic love is the key that unlocks the door to joy. But what if that isn't true? What if happiness isn't found in another person, but within your own soul? For single men, the world can often feel like a maze of expectations and judgments. Yet hidden within the stillness of the solitary journey lies an ancient secret, one that Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca and Epictetus lived by and passed down through the ages. Imagine for a moment standing in front of a mirror. There's no one beside you, no messages to reply to, no dates to plan. It's just you, alone with your thoughts, facing the timeless question, what truly makes me happy? The Stoic philosophers believed the answer does not lie outside of us, not in love, money, or recognition. Happiness, they taught, is a flame you ignite within yourself, regardless of circumstances. Seneca, who endured exile and the ruthless power of Roman emperors, once wrote, "No one is more poor than the man who is not content with himself." Today, we will unlock 7 Stoic lessons to help you as a single man find profound and lasting happiness. These are not empty platitudes or temporary fixes. They are time-tested tools, forged through centuries, designed to help you build a life of meaning, freedom, and deep joy, without needing to depend on anyone else. If you have ever felt the pressure to complete your life with a relationship, or if you simply seek to discover how to live joyfully with yourself, then this video is for you. Stay with me, hit that subscribe button, and watch until the end, because each lesson is a step closer to the happiest version of yourself. Lesson 1. Find contentment in your own company. Happiness begins in the quiet moments when you're alone with yourself. As a single man, you have a unique gift, the freedom to sit in your own presence, unswayed by the needs or expectations of another. Society might tell you that solitude is a void to be filled, but the Stoics saw it as a sanctuary, a place to cultivate a deep, unshakable contentment. To be happy, you don't need someone else to complete you. You need to learn to be enough for yourself. Marcus Aurelius, who led an empire through turmoil, yet found peace in his private reflections, wrote in his meditations, "Nowhere can a man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." This is the Stoic invitation, to turn inward, to make your own company a source of joy rather than a burden. When you rely on others for happiness, a partner, friends, or even fleeting distractions, you give away your power. But when you find contentment within, you become a man who carries his own light, no matter how dark the world around him. Picture this. It's a Friday night, and your friends are out at a bar, their laughter echoing through social media. You're at home, alone, the hum of the city outside your window. The world might say this is a moment of lack, but see it through Stoic eyes. This is your chance to reclaim your evening. You brew a cup of coffee, open a book that's been gathering dust, or jot down your thoughts in a journal. Maybe you sit in silence, listening to the rhythm of your own breath. In these moments, you're not escaping loneliness, you're building a relationship with yourself. You're learning that happiness doesn't require a crowd, it requires your own presence. This isn't about cutting yourself off from the world. It's about discovering that you are enough. Think of a man who starts his weekends with a solo hike, the crunch of leaves underfoot, his thoughts free to wander. He doesn't need a partner to validate the beauty of the sunrise or the satisfaction of a trail conquered. His joy comes from within, from the simple act of being fully present in his own life. This is the kind of happiness that no one can take away. Not a breakup, not a rejection, not the pressures of a world that demands you pair up. How do you start? Take one small step today. Set aside 10 minutes to be alone without your phone or distractions. Sit quietly or take a walk and ask yourself, what makes me feel alive? Write down one thing you enjoy. Maybe it's listening to music, sketching, or cooking a meal from scratch. Do it this week, not to impress anyone, but to savor it for yourself. Each time you choose your own company, you're forging a happiness that's yours alone. Stoicism teaches that true wealth is not in possessions or partnerships, but in being content with who you are. As a single man, you have the perfect opportunity to master this art. Embrace it, and you'll find a joy that shines from within, lighting your path, no matter where life leads. Lesson 2. Live fully in the present moment. The pursuit of happiness often pulls us in two directions, regretting the past or worrying about the future. As a single man, you might find yourself dwelling on missed opportunities, like a relationship that didn't work out, or anxiously wondering when you'll find the one. But the Stoics knew that true happiness lies not in what was or what might be, but in the moment you're living right now. By anchoring yourself in the present, you unlock a joy that's immediate, authentic, and entirely within your grasp. Seneca, who navigated the treacherous politics of ancient Rome, wrote in his letters, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This wisdom cuts through the noise of modern life. The present moment is the only place where you can act, feel, and truly live. When you let your mind wander to yesterday's mistakes or tomorrow's uncertainties, you rob yourself of the chance to find peace today. As a single man, you have a unique advantage. Without the demands of a partner, your time is yours to shape. You can choose to immerse yourself fully in the here and now, crafting moments that spark joy and meaning. Imagine this. You're sitting at a cafe, the aroma of fresh coffee filling the air. Your phone is tucked away, and instead of scrolling through dating apps or replaying a tough day at work, you notice the world around you, the clink of cups, the hum of conversation, the warmth of the mug in your hands. You take a deep breath and let the moment wash over you. This is what it means to live in the present, to savor the ordinary, to find richness in the simple act of being. Or picture yourself working on a project you love, maybe writing a story or fixing up an old car. You lose track of time, not because you're escaping, but because you're so deeply engaged in the task that nothing else matters. These are the moments where happiness blooms, not in chasing what's next, but in embracing what's now. Living in the present doesn't mean ignoring your goals or forgetting your past. It means trusting that the actions you take today are enough. The Stoics believe that each moment is a chance to practice virtue, to be kind, disciplined, or courageous. As a single man, you can make every day a canvas for these small, meaningful acts. Smile at a stranger. Finish a task with care. Take a walk and marvel at the sky. These choices ground you in the present and build a happiness that doesn't depend on what's missing. Here's how to start. Try a simple Stoic practice called mindfulness of the moment. Each morning, pause for 5 minutes. Close your eyes, focus on your breath, and notice one thing around you. A sound, a sensation, a smell. Let it anchor you. Then, throughout the day, when you feel your mind drifting to worries or regrets, gently bring it back by asking, "What can I do right now to make this moment meaningful?" Maybe it's listening fully to a friend or tackling a small task with focus. These acts, though small, are powerful. They teach you that happiness is not a destination, it's a way of being, right here, right now. As you master this Stoic art, you'll find that the present moment is not just a fleeting second, but a wellspring of joy that you can return to any time. Lesson 3. Embrace challenges as paths to growth. Life is rarely a smooth road, especially when you walk it alone. As a single man, you might face moments that test your resolve, a tough day at work, a financial setback, or the sting of societal judgment about your solo journey. It's easy to see these challenges as obstacles, draining your energy and dimming your happiness. But the Stoics offer a radical perspective. Challenges are not burdens to avoid, they are opportunities to grow stronger, wiser, and more fulfilled. By embracing them, you forge a happiness that thrives in the face of adversity. Epictetus, a former slave who found freedom through philosophy, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This Stoic wisdom transforms the way you view hardship. Challenges don't define your worth or steal your joy, they reveal your character. When you approach them with courage and curiosity, they become stepping stones to a deeper happiness, one rooted in resilience rather than fleeting comfort. As a single man, you have the freedom to face these trials head-on, without the need to compromise for a partner's sake. Your path is yours to shape, and every difficulty is a chance to sculpt a stronger version of yourself. Consider this: you apply for a promotion, pouring your heart into the process, only to be passed over for someone else. The disappointment stings, and doubts creep in. Am I not good enough? The Stoic doesn't wallow in self-pity. Instead, he asks, what can I learn from this? Maybe you realize you need to sharpen a skill, like public speaking, or build stronger connections with colleagues. You enroll in a course, practice daily, and seek feedback. The rejection, once a wound, becomes a catalyst. Months later, you're not just a better professional, you're a man who trusts his ability to grow through setbacks. This is the happiness of growth, a joy that comes not from winning, but from becoming. Challenges also teach you to let go of what you can't control. You can't force the promotion board to choose you, but you can control your effort, your attitude, and your next step. As a single man, you're free to channel your energy into self-improvement without external pressures pulling you away. Picture a man who, after a financial hiccup, decides to learn budgeting. He tracks his expenses, cuts unnecessary costs, and starts a side hustle. The struggle isn't a punishment, it's a classroom, teaching him discipline and resourcefulness. His happiness grows, not because his bank account is full, but because he's mastered a piece of his life. Here's a Stoic practice to try. When a challenge arises, pause and write down one lesson it offers. Maybe a conflict with a friend teaches you patience, or a missed deadline reveals the need for better planning. Then, take one small action to apply that lesson, perhaps apologizing sincerely, or setting a daily schedule. Each time you turn a challenge into growth, you're building a happiness that's unshakable, because it's forged in the fire of your own resolve. Stoicism shows that life's trials are not interruptions to happiness, they're the raw materials for it. As a single man, you have the strength to embrace them, crafting a joy that endures no matter what lies ahead. Lesson 4. Cultivate gratitude to transform your perspective. Happiness often feels like something you need to chase, a goal just out of reach, waiting for the right moment or person to unlock it. But what if the key to joy is already in your hands, hidden in the simple act of gratitude? As a single man, you have the freedom to pause and notice the gifts life offers every day, no matter how small. The Stoics understood that gratitude isn't just a fleeting emotion. It's a powerful practice that reshapes how you see the world, turning ordinary moments into sources of profound happiness. Marcus Aurelius, who faced the weight of ruling an empire, wrote in his Meditations, When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. This Stoic insight reminds us that happiness doesn't come from having more, but from appreciating what you already have. In a society that pushes single men to feel incomplete without a partner, gratitude is a quiet rebellion. It teaches you to find contentment not in what's missing, but in the life you're living right now. By focusing on what's present, your health, your freedom, the beauty of a new day, you build a happiness that no external loss can shake. Imagine this. You're walking home after a long day, the sky painted with the colors of dusk. Instead of scrolling through your phone, comparing your life to others' highlight reels, you stop. You notice the cool breeze, the distant hum of the city, the fact that you're here, alive, with a world of possibilities ahead. You feel a spark of gratitude for this moment, for your ability to choose your path as a single man. Or think of a quiet evening at home where you cook a simple meal, nothing fancy, just something you made with care. As you eat, you savor each bite, grateful for the food, the roof over your head, and the independence to shape your night as you please. These acts of gratitude don't erase life's challenges, but they shift your focus, making joy accessible in the smallest details. Gratitude also guards against the trap of comparison. As a single man, you might feel pressure to measure your life against friends who are coupled up, or colleagues with flashy achievements. The Stoics would urge you to let go of this rivalry. Your happiness doesn't depend on matching someone else's story. It grows from appreciating your own. A man who starts his day by noting 3 things he's thankful for, maybe a good night's sleep, a supportive friend, or the chance to learn something new, finds his perspective softening. The world feels less like a race and more like a gift. Here's a Stoic practice to begin. Keep a gratitude journal. Each night, write down 3 things from your day that brought you joy or meaning. They don't need to be grand. Maybe it's a kind word from a co-worker, the satisfaction of finishing a task, or the warmth of your morning coffee. Reflect on why they matter. Over time, this habit rewires your mind to seek out the good, even on tough days. As a single man, you have the space to make this practice your own, free from distractions. Gratitude, as the Stoics knew, is a lens that reveals the abundance already in your life. Embrace it, and you'll discover a happiness that grows stronger with every thankful thought. Lesson 5. Build purpose through small, virtuous acts. Happiness isn't found in grand achievements or waiting for life to align perfectly. For a single man, the path to joy lies in the quiet power of purpose, knowing that your actions, no matter how small, matter. The Stoics believed that true fulfillment comes from living with virtue, from aligning your daily choices with wisdom, courage, and justice. By weaving purpose into the fabric of your everyday life, you create a happiness that's steady and profound, rooted in who you are rather than what you have. Seneca, who faced exile and the whims of emperors, wrote in his letters, "As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters." This Stoic principle reminds us that a meaningful life is built through intentional acts, not fleeting pleasures or external rewards. As a single man, you have the freedom to define your purpose without the pull of a partner's expectations. Each day is a blank page, and every choice, from how you treat a stranger to how you spend your evening, can reflect the man you aspire to be. This purpose doesn't require a grand stage. It thrives in the smallest moments of virtue. Picture this. You're at a grocery store and the cashier is visibly overwhelmed, fumbling with change. Instead of impatience, you offer a kind word, maybe a smile, easing their stress for a moment. This tiny act of compassion isn't just for them, it's for you. It's a reminder that your purpose is to live well, to bring light to the world in ways that feel true. Or imagine you're working on a personal project, like learning to play the guitar. You dedicate 30 minutes each night, not for fame or applause, but for the quiet satisfaction of progress. Each chord you master is a step toward a life of discipline and growth. These small, virtuous acts, kindness, effort, integrity, build a happiness that's yours alone, unshaken by the absence of a partner. Purpose also shields you from the void of aimlessness. As a single man, you might sometimes feel adrift, especially when society equates happiness with romantic milestones. The Stoics would challenge you to redefine success. A man who volunteers at a local shelter, helping others without expecting reward, finds joy in service. A man who commits to daily exercise, honoring his body, finds pride in self-care. These acts, grounded in virtue, give your days direction and meaning. They remind you that happiness isn't something you wait for. It's something you create. Here's a Stoic practice to try. At the start of each day, set an intention to perform one virtuous act. It could be listening fully to a friend's troubles, completing a task with care, or standing up for what's right, even if it's uncomfortable. Write your intention down, and at day's end, reflect. Did I live with purpose today? If you falter, don't judge yourself, simply resolve to try again. As a single man, you have the space to make these acts your own, shaping a life that feels rich and purposeful. Stoicism teaches that happiness is the byproduct of living well, one small, intentional choice at a time. Embrace this, and you'll find a joy that grows with every virtuous step you take. Lesson 6. Let go of society's expectations. As a single man, you might feel the weight of the world's gaze, subtle nudges from family, sly comments from friends, or the endless parade of coupled-up lives on social media. Society often whispers that happiness is a checklist. Find a partner, settle down, prove your worth. But what if chasing these expectations is the very thing keeping you from joy? The Stoics taught that true happiness comes from living according to your own values, not the scripts others write for you. By letting go of external pressures, you free yourself to craft a life that's authentically yours. Epictetus, who rose from slavery to become a guiding light of philosophy, said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This Stoic truth cuts to the core. Your happiness depends on your ability to define your own path, not on meeting society's demands. As a single man, you have a rare opportunity to break free from the mold. Without the obligations of a relationship, you can question what truly matters to you, your ambitions, your passions, your vision of a good life. Letting go of expectations doesn't mean rejecting connection or success. It means choosing them on your terms, not because the world says you must. Imagine this. You're at a family gathering and an aunt asks, "When are you going to find someone?" The question stings, stirring doubts about your life's direction. Instead of defensiveness, you pause and smile, grounded in Stoic clarity. You know your happiness doesn't hinge on a relationship. You're building a career you love, exploring hobbies that light you up, and nurturing friendships that matter. Later, you reflect, why should I measure my worth by someone else's timeline? This shift in perspective is liberating. You're not incomplete. You're a man, carving his own road, guided by purpose rather than pressure. Society's expectations can also creep into smaller moments. Maybe you feel compelled to splurge on a flashy car to keep up, or stay out late to prove you're not missing out. A Stoic would ask, does this align with my values? Picture a man who skips a trendy party to spend his evening reading philosophy or working on a side project. He's not lonely, he's deliberate, choosing what fuels his soul over what boosts his image. As a single man, you have the space to make these choices, to prioritize substance over show. Each time you do, you're stepping closer to a happiness that's unshaken by external judgments. Here's a Stoic practice to start. Identify one societal expectation that weighs on you, maybe the pressure to date or to always appear successful. Write it down, then ask, is this my goal or someone else's? If it's not yours, let it go. Replace it with a value that resonates, like personal growth or integrity, and take one action to honor it. Perhaps signing up for a class you've always wanted to try, or saying no to an event that feels inauthentic. As a single man, you're free to redefine success. Stoicism shows that happiness lies in living true to yourself, not in pleasing the crowd. Let go of the world's script, and you'll find a joy that's bold, free, and entirely your own. Lesson 7. Master your emotions to find inner peace. Emotions can be like waves, sometimes gentle, sometimes crashing, threatening to pull you under. As a single man, you might face moments when loneliness, frustration, or self-doubt surge, especially in a world that equates emotional highs with happiness. But the Stoics knew that true joy doesn't come from riding these waves, it comes from mastering them. By learning to guide your emotions with reason, you create a calm inner harbor, a source of happiness that remains steady no matter the storm. Seneca, who endured betrayal and exile, wrote in his letters, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality." This Stoic insight reveals a powerful truth. Your emotions are not your enemies, but they can mislead you if left unchecked. Happiness isn't about suppressing feelings or chasing endless highs. It's about understanding your emotions, processing them, and choosing responses that align with your values. As a single man, you have the space to hone this skill, free from the emotional dynamics of a relationship. Your heart and mind are yours to shape, and mastering them is the key to lasting peace. Imagine this, you're scrolling through social media and a photo of an old friend's engagement party pops up. A pang of loneliness hits, whispering that you're falling behind. Instead of spiraling, you pause, as a Stoic would. You acknowledge the feeling, I'm lonely right now, but you don't let it define you. You ask, why does this bother me? Is this feeling true, or is it a story I'm telling myself? You realize the loneliness is real, but the idea that you're behind is just society's script. So you choose action, you call a friend to catch up, or you spend the evening on a hobby that lights you up. This is emotional mastery, not denying the wave, but steering through it with clarity and purpose. This skill also shines in everyday challenges. Picture a stressful day at work. Your boss criticizes a project you poured hours into. Anger flares, tempting you to snap back or brood. A Stoic approach is to breathe deeply, name the emotion, I'm frustrated, and consider your response. Maybe you ask for feedback to improve, or you let the criticism go, knowing your worth isn't tied to one moment. As a single man, you can practice this without external pressures clouding your judgment. Each time you choose reason over reaction, you're building a happiness rooted in control, not chaos. Here's a Stoic practice to begin. Try the pause and reflect technique. When an emotion surges, whether it's sadness, anger, or anxiety, pause for 10 seconds. Take a slow breath and name the feeling silently. I'm feeling. Then ask, what's causing this and how can I respond wisely. Write down one action to take, like journaling your thoughts, going for a walk, or reframing the situation. Practice this daily, and you'll find your emotions becoming allies, not adversaries. Stoicism teaches that inner peace is the foundation of happiness, and as a single man, you have the freedom to build that foundation strong. Master your emotions, and you'll unlock a joy that no external force can disturb. You stand at a crossroads, a single man in a world that often measures worth by partnerships and external markers. But today, you've discovered a different truth, one that echoes through the ages, from the Stoic minds of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. Happiness is not a prize to be won or a void to be filled by another. It's a flame you kindle within, fueled by your choices, your virtues, and your courage to live true to yourself. These 7 Stoic lessons, finding contentment in your own company, living fully in the present, embracing challenges, cultivating gratitude, building purpose, letting go of society's expectations, are a blueprint for a life of joy, freedom, and strength. Picture yourself a year from now. You wake each morning with a quiet confidence, grateful for the simple gift of a new day. You face setbacks with resolve, knowing they're shaping you into a better man. You act with purpose, not to impress, but to honor the values that define you. The world's noise, its judgments, its pressures fades as you walk your own path, grounded in the wisdom of Stoicism. This is the happiness you're building, not because you've found someone, but because you've found yourself. Marcus Aurelius, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. As a single man, you have the power to choose this happiness, to make every moment a testament to your inner resilience. This journey isn't about perfection. It's about progress, one small, deliberate step at a time. Start today. Pick one lesson that resonates. Maybe it's writing 3 things you're grateful for, or pausing to savor a moment fully. Carry it into your day and let it guide you. You're not alone in this quest. The Stoics walked this path, and their wisdom lights the way for you. Your single life is not a gap to be filled. It's a canvas, vast and open, for you to paint with purpose and joy. Thank you for joining me on this journey at Stoic Path. If these lessons spark something in you, hit that subscribe button and share your thoughts in the comments. What's one Stoic practice you'll try today? For more wisdom to transform your life, check out the suggested videos on your screen. Until next time, live boldly, live virtuously, and let your happiness shine from within.